My guy to watch in this one is Christian Pache.
Pain.
My pitcher to watch in this one is Robbie Ray.
Called strike three. Robbie Ray finds the inside corner. DJ LeMahieu not sure about it. 2-2 pitch. He went after it and strikes out. Robbie Ray strikes him out for a second time.
That was a straight-on right hand. That one is driven deep to right center field. That ball is gone. A home run for Higashioka.
My team to watch in this one is the Major League Baseball Umpires Association.
Do you think it hit the net? No, I mean, that's a catch.
So they're going to say he jammed it in, the net jammed it into his glove?
No, that's a catch.
That is a catch.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Rough day for my players and teams to watch yesterday, I guess. The umps are still not getting better. I tried to call them out. It didn't really work. Everyone's calling them out. It's not really working. But we're going to talk about something different in today's MLB preview. Let's get right into it. I hope you're enjoying your day, everybody. I hope you're staying safe out there. We've got a lot of baseball games today. That's if none get canceled. We've got a few doubleheaders scheduled, so that makes my job a little bit harder with the preview. But anyway, let's just jump right into the full slate of games we've got going on today. At 2:10 Eastern Time, the Boston Red Sox are 6-3, still the best team in the American League East as of right now. They play the 5-4 Minnesota Twins. Martin Perez is on the mound for the Red Sox against Jay Happ. This game was scheduled for yesterday, but of course did get canceled because of what's going on in Minnesota right now. Obviously, this is a good game. We've got two possible contenders going into this one. We'll see if the Red Sox are able to stay hot. Like I said yesterday, they have won 6 in a row. We'll see if the Twins can slow them down a little bit. At 3:40 Eastern Time, the 4-7 Oakland Athletics, I guess they're on a hot streak now. They've won 4 out of the last 5 games, I think. Played the 4-7 Arizona Diamondbacks. Baby Jesus Luzardo's on the mound for the Athletics. And Zach Gallen is making his season debut after fracturing his wrist during spring training during an at-bat. So glad to see that. Zach Gallen's obviously a really good pitcher. He holds the major league record for most starts without allowing more than 3 earned runs, I think. So he's really good. That's going to be a huge help for that Arizona Diamondbacks team. At 4:05, the Seattle Mariners play the Baltimore Orioles. Justice Sheffield's on the mound for the Seattle Mariners. We'll see how he's able to pitch in this one against John Means, who's pitched really well in his first 2 starts against the Red Sox and the Yankees. So we'll see if he's able to continue his success against the Seattle Mariners. Now, they have a doubleheader scheduled, so Game 2 is scheduled to start right after Game 1, and the Mariners and Orioles, of course, are playing. I don't know how to say this guy's name, Marjavicius. I might be saying that so wrong. I'm very sorry. He's on the mound for the Seattle Mariners against Dean Kramer. Dean Kramer's, like I said yesterday, making his first start against the Mariners, so we'll see how he's able to pitch. 9 ERA is not great, but it's only through a couple starts. So we'll see if he's able to bounce back against the Mariners offense. Another doubleheader scheduled in this one. The Philadelphia Phillies are 6-3. They are still hot, and they're playing the New York Mets. Chase Anderson is on the mound for the Phillies in Game 1, and Taijuan Walker's on the mound for the Mets in Game 1 as well. Taijuan Walker pitched well in his first start with the Mets. Chase Anderson has pitched better than people have expected him to, especially for the Phillies. Now, Game 2, we've got Phillies ace Aaron Nola, who's looked really good so far this season, against Marcus Stroman, who looked really good in his first start as a New York Met. We'll see if the Mets are able to give Walker and Stroman some actual run support, because they refuse to give any run support to their ace, of course, Jacob deGrom. It's a sad, sad look for them. So we'll see if they're able to bounce back and maybe get some momentum for Jacob deGrom's next start. Now at 6:35 Eastern Time, the San Diego Padres are 8-3. They're hot. They still haven't gotten back their full squad yet, and they're still playing well. Blake Snell, who's looked really good for them, he's on the mound, and then Chad Kuhl is on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates in this one. That should be a lopsided matchup with the Padres taking the victory, but like I said, like I always say, baseball's a weird sport. It's hard to predict, that's for sure. Now at 7:07 Eastern Time, the Yankees are 500 again. They're 5-5. They face off against the 4-6 Toronto Blue Jays. Jameson Taillon is on the mound for the Yankees. He makes his second start for them. He looked good in his first start. We'll see how long they're willing to let him go against this good Toronto offense. Now, Hyun-Jin Ryu is on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's looked really good so far this season. He looked really good against the Yankees last time out. The Yankees are looking to get some more offense. Both these teams have good offenses, but they've struggled so far this year, so both of them definitely need to pick it up a little bit. Now, the struggling offense of the Texas Rangers are 3-7. Tyler Glasnow made them look silly last night. Of course, they got no hit earlier in the week by Joe Musgrove. They're facing off against Ryan Yarbrough. Much different look for them than Tyler Glasnow, but we'll see if they are able to even hit Ryan Yarbrough. Kyle Gibson's on the mound for the Texas Rangers. He, of course, looked really bad in his first start, but definitely bounced back last time out. Facing off against this good Rays offense, they are 5-5 as well, tied with the Yankees for second place in that division. Now at 7:20 Eastern Time, the 3-6 Miami Marlins, they're looking to crawl back to that 500 mark, face off against the 4-6 Braves. The Braves weren't able to pick up the victory last night. Adam Duvall hit a big home run, and the Marlins took the victory. Pablo Lopez is on the mound for the Marlins. He's looked really good so far this year against Max Fried, who hasn't looked that good yet this year, but I think everyone knows that he's going to bounce back and still be really good after his good rookie season last year. Now, the continuously losing faith in Chicago Cubs, they have just looked awful so far this year. 4-6 face off against the 6-4 Milwaukee Brewers. I'm getting a little bit more confident in the Brewers. Kyle Hendricks, the Cubs ace, is on the mound, so it does give them a good chance to win. But they are facing off against Brewers ace Brandon Woodruff, who has also looked really good this year. So it should be a pitcher's duel in this one, especially with the Chicago Cubs offense being as bad as it is. Now the Washington Nationals and St. Louis Cardinals come in at 7:45 Eastern Time in St. Louis. Steven Strasburg's making his start. He's looked good so far this year. He looked good in his first start. We'll see how long they're willing to let him go. And then Jack Flaherty is on the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals. He looks to continue his bounce back from his first start. The overall numbers, 5.23 ERA, is not great, but I don't really think it matters. It's only a couple starts into the season. And the Nationals still have a lot of players on the IL from COVID, so I think that Jack Flaherty should pitch well against these Nationals. Now at 8:10 Eastern Time, the 4-6 Detroit Tigers and the 6-4 Houston Astros face off. Matthew Boyd has continued to look good this year. He's on the mound for the Detroit Tigers. And Jake Odorizzi makes his season debut for the Astros. They picked him up later in spring training, so now that he's ready to go, he's making his first start. I'm not sure if he's on a pitch count. I'm guessing he is. Probably won't get any more than around 80 pitches if I had to guess, but he still has a chance to pitch well, especially against the Tigers offense. Now at 8:10 Eastern Time, the American League Western Division leaders, Los Angeles Angels, they are 7-3. They face off against the 4-4 Kansas City Royals. The Angels have looked really good. Shohei Ohtani has looked really good, both hitting and pitching. Trout's obviously just off to the best start of his career, which doesn't even make sense. It should not be allowed. He's really good. Dylan Cy Bundy is on the mound for these Los Angeles Angels, and Danny Duffy's looked good so far this year. He's on the mound for the Kansas City Royals. We'll see if Duffy is able to continue his success this year against that really good Los Angeles lineup. Now at 8:10 Eastern Time, the pitching matchup of the day, in my opinion, we've got two aces on the mound. Shane Bieber's on the mound for the Cleveland Indians. He currently leads the league in strikeouts. He's looked really good so far. I know I called him overrated. Didn't think he'd be as good as he was last year. He hasn't been as good as he was last year, so I will say that. But he's still obviously an ace, still really good. And then one of my favorite pitchers in the league, Lucas Giolito. He's on the mound for the White Sox. The White Sox look to get above 500 and then knock the Indians back down to 500. So this should be a really good, fun matchup, pitcher's duel in this one. Now at 9:45 Eastern Time, the 7-3 Cincinnati Reds face off against the 6-4 San Francisco Giants. Another matchup where a couple aces are on the mound. Luis Castillo, don't look at his ERA. His first start was atrocious, but his second start was really good. He looks to bounce back against the San Francisco Giants offense in this one out there in Oracle Park. And then Kevin Gausman, they gave him the qualifying offer over the offseason. He's looked good so far this year. He looks to shut down a good Cincinnati Reds offense in this one. And the last game of the day, we finally got there. The 3-7 Colorado Rockies face off against the 8-2 best team in baseball, Los Angeles Dodgers. Antonio Senzatella is on the mound for the Colorado Rockies, and Trevor Bauer is on the mound for the second time this year against the Colorado Rockies. Now, Bauer, of course, went into the sixth inning with a no-hitter against the Rockies last time out and then gave up a few home runs. So we'll see if he's able to bounce back in this one against the Rockies and maybe not give up as many home runs because they are in LA, and not Colorado. Now that's the full slate of games. Now we're going to go into my picks for the day with pitcher to watch, hitter to watch, and team to watch. Now Jake Odorizzi is my pitcher to watch in this one. He's on the mound for the Houston Astros. I don't think he pitched in any spring training games because they picked him up so late in spring training. And we'll see if he's able to pitch well. Like I said, I think he's only pitched in some simulated games. But Jake Odorizzi is a really good pitcher, especially against a bad Detroit Tigers offense. So he's very important to the Astros team this year. Of course, they lost Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, Forrest Whitley, like we've talked about before. So they need Jake Odorizzi to pitch like a number 2 for them to continue their success this season. And I think he has the capability to do that. We'll see how he's able to get his season started tonight. Now, my hitter to watch in this one, there's always more than one option that I could go with, but I'm going to go with Nicolas Castellanos. He started off red hot this year, fired up his team, led the league in OPS, and has cooled down considerably in the last few days, has not hit well, dropped down a lot of the leaderboards in terms of average, OPS, slugging percentage, all of that. So I'm curious to see if this year is going to be similar to last year, where he got off to a red-hot start, was really good for the first couple of weeks, and then cooled down considerably and wasn't that good. I'm hoping not, so we'll see if he's able to bounce back and maybe, I don't want to say turn his season around, but get out of the cold streak that he's in right now. He is a very streaky hitter, that's for sure. Now, my team to watch in this one, I am going to pick the Los Angeles Angels. I couldn't pick the umpires again. I just think I don't have any faith in the umpires to fix their mistakes and correct their wrongs because they just have shown time and time again that they're not willing to do that. Now, the Los Angeles Angels, they are 7-3. As of right now, the Angels and the Royals are two of the three only teams who haven't lost the season series yet. But, of course, they're playing each other, so that's bound to change. So if the Angels win tonight, they will continue that stretch of not losing any season series yet so far this year. So I want to see if the Angels offense does continue to hit well. Of course, I think they have that capability to. I think this is going to be a really fun game to watch with the loaded offenses of the Angels and Royals. I have a lot of faith. I don't want to say I have a lot of faith in the Angels, but they've looked so good so far this year. I want to know if they're able to continue the success throughout the season. And I picked a lot of Angels on my fantasy team, apparently. I didn't even realize that. I have like Jared Walsh and Mike Trout and Anthony Rendon, and I think one more that I'm missing. But I have a lot of Angels, so now I have to kind of root for the Angels, I guess. Nolan, if you're watching this, don't hold this against me. But the Angels are my team to watch. They've looked so good so far this year, and they are leading that American League West. We'll see how long they're able to keep that up. Guys, that's going to do it for me in today's MLB preview. I hope you enjoyed that. Of course, as always, stay safe out there, and enjoy today's full slate of baseball, like I said, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.